Since 1949, the Brooklyn Italian Soccer Club has been in the business of showcasing the world's most popular sport in our borough. From their youth divisions to their participation in the National Premier Soccer League, the Brooklyn Italians strive to meet their objectives and not to mention their goals. Joining me this week are the club's director of the school academy is Ludo Massuci. Ludo, welcome.
Nice to see you, Mike. Thank you very much.
Did I say your last name right?
Massuci.
Massuci,
Yes.
all right, cool. Okay. And also, Mirsad Hussenovic. Welcome back, gentlemen. It's been quite some time, right? Like at least for a couple
Always
of years,
a pleasure
right?
to be here, Mike.
A couple of years.
Thanks for having us.
For those who are not familiar with your organization, give us a brief history. I know it's been around since 1949, but how did it all get started, too?
Well, the club had the men's team back in the 70s, which won 2 U.S. Open Cups back in 1979 and 1991. Then the focus changed to the youth side, and we started forming youth soccer teams, and from U7 to U19. And then always having a men's team to give the opportunities to the young individuals raised by the Brooklyn Italian Soccer to be showcased, to play for the club. It would be what we call a lifetime contract. Right. You start at U7, you can play all the way up to the men's team.
So you just move up in each division.
Correct.
Okay. Mirsad, now you're also the coach of the youth division, correct?
Yes.
Right. How's that going so far?
It's going great. I've been doing it at the club for 11 years now. This year I took over a team of under 14 boys, and we had a pretty successful season that just ended a couple of weeks ago.
Now, you also have a travel team. Explain that. Where, as far as your youth travel squad, right?
Yeah.
It's like the AAU basketball squad. They travel throughout the country.
Yes.
Where do they travel throughout this region?
We have our older boys play in the NPL, the National Premier League, and we travel basically within the region. There's clubs in New Jersey, Connecticut, New York City, and Long Island. And then if you win the league title, you get to travel around the country for the national finals. And we've done that for the last 3 years. We've traveled to North Carolina, Indianapolis, and Denver.
And also, your season just started in the National Premier League. What's the age group for that to participate in that group?
The men's team started.
Yes.
Right.
We are almost the youth side. The season starts in September and it ends in June, beginning to middle of June. So right now, the men's team are in the middle of their NPSL season, which their home games they played here in Brooklyn at LIU.
You have a game this Sunday,
This
right?
Sunday at 6:30 p.m. against?
We are playing against the Rhode Island Reds. This will be our 7th game of the season. Right now we're holding on to second place, looking forward to getting to another win streak like we had early in the season.
Now, I know there are several conferences in this league. Which conference are you in?
The Atlantic Conference.
The Atlantic Conference.
We have teams such as New York Cosmos. We have a couple of teams from Maine and Rhode Island, Boston. In our division, another team out in New York Athletic Club, which is based out of the Bronx. But it's a very competitive league.
Now, you're also affiliated with the New York Cosmos, who dated back to the 70s here. They used to play their games at the old Giant Stadium.
Right. We have an affiliation with the Cosmos, and basically the players, to give the opportunities to the elite players to play for the youth divisions of the Cosmos. That's what the affiliation is for. You affiliate yourself with a professional club, so the players have additional doors that can open at any given time. Right. Then we also have Scuola Calcio. We have the soccer academy, and that runs throughout the year. We currently have 250 kids from 4 to 14 that the travel coaches and assistant coaches, we teach these kids the fundamentals. And then we are starting a girls program this fall. Hopefully we will have 2 young girls team to travel around the 5 boroughs and play travel soccer.
The school academy, that's different. Explain that.
Well, there's 2 sides to the Brooklyn Italians Club. You have the academy side where it's not as elite, it's not as competitive.
More for beginners.
It's not a competitive environment. But the focus is teaching these kids the fundamentals of the game: passing, receiving, shooting, sportsmanship, and a great way to meet new friends. And hopefully these kids will develop the passion for the game, and then they can be bridged over from Scuola Calcio to the travel side.
Okay.
And hopefully they will be part of the travel program and stay for with the Brooklyn Italians from age 6, 7 on travel until they're 19, go to college, and come back to the Brooklyn Italians and continue wearing our uniform.
How many of the youngsters stay within the organization? I mean, how many drop out? How many stay within?
You always get a turnover,
Yeah.
but we're a club that players seem to come back to once they're done with college soccer. As evident this year with our men's team, we have about 10 players that are registered with our men's team that came up through the system from age 7 and on. So, you know, we take pride in that.
Okay.
And
Our club always considered itself a family, a soccer family, where we cater to everyone in Brooklyn and Staten Island. They play for us.
Basically
great
throughout
work,
the city, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Great work being done on a daily basis by our board members, our directors of coaching, and our parents committee that keep that personal touch with the parents to organize activities within the club.
Last year, as far as in the men's league and the National Premier Soccer League, how did your team perform also last year?
last year, we had a pretty successful season. We finished third. We missed the playoffs by a couple of points because there was a big turnover in players. We had more of an older-based team previously, and last year we sort of went with the younger players. A lot of players that grew up with the club came through the system, and a lot of college players.
A lot of players also, especially those that are not in college, they'll may come and play for a little bit, and then they'll get called up to another league. Does that occur
Yes.
also?
Well, we had a player last year on the men's team.
In the last 3 years, we've had 3 of our players go play in the NASL. One player with the New York Cosmos. One player got drafted by Vancouver in the MLS, and recently got called up for the national team, Tim Parker.
Mm-hmm.
So we've had every year in the last 3 years, we've had one of our players go to the top level.
Now, also this coming in a little bit, we have the Copa America and the Euro coming up, right?
Yes.
Copa America, it's called Copa America Centenario to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the Copa America. So it's been held here in the United States with venues all over the country. And I believe one quarterfinal, the semifinal, and the final will be played at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. And then on June 10th, the European Cup is starting in France.
Is your league also involved in organizing this at all, or assisting in organizing these events here, especially in this area?
No, we promote it. We promote it within our organization because we want to. We want our kids to be exposed to soccer, to watch soccer as much as possible on TV, live, to see a live game or to watch our men's team play. So they have something that one day they can look forward to, and hopefully one day it will be them on that soccer field. It will be them on TV playing, representing their country.
Technology-wise, you have an app out, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, explain that app. Go over to that app.
We have the Brooklyn Italians app, which everyone can keep up with the latest news and events that are happening within the club, and it can be downloaded from the App Store, and basically says everything that goes on within the club, from Scuola Calcio to the travel side, tryouts, history about the club, notifications, the men's team, which we certainly hope to have many supporters this Sunday evening at 6:30. Our LIU supporting our men's team.
Rain or shine, right?
Rain or shine will be there this
shine.
Sunday and the following Sunday. And if anyone wants to try out, wants to be part of the club, our website is brooklynitalians.org, and all the phone numbers, emails, all the information is on the club. We've been around for 70 years, and we look forward to staying around for another 100.
Good. Gentlemen, thanks for coming. And I'm sure I'll have you back, or we'll go out there and do
Always
feature
a pleasure.
story on your team.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having
All
us.
right.
Always a pleasure.
Right.